A few among us dedicate their lives to transform lives of other fellow human beings. Privileged life for them is a tool to serve the underprivileged. Sabiha Hashmi is an inspiring example of such dedication. She had introduced thousands of young children to the world of colors, sketching, painting, printing, art history and aesthetics, and promoted alternative learning. Sabiha travelled extensively and was moved by the plight of women.
Women are at the receiving end and उनकी कोई say नहीं है किसी भी चीज़ में और they have to work like slaves and they are the last ones to eat, the last ones to sleep and the first ones to wake up in the morning.
जहाँ भी आप गए थे
यहाँ
यही
and
था.
I had trekked throughout northern Himalayas, the northwestern Himalayas, Himachal and what do you call it? Yes, mostly Himachal and Kumaon and the Garhwal. These hills we used to do. We went to all the glaciers. Then my brother had written something about a village which he had, a temple which he had visited once when he was teaching in Garhwal University. So he had also described the same thing which I had experienced on my treks.
My meeting Sabiha was quite accidental. I happened to meet her in a consultation room, she being the patient and me being the doctor. It's been almost 2 to 3 years now, and we have had several consultations over the last 2 to 3 years. But in the process, I have gotten to know Sabiha a lot better. I found her to be extremely determined, very principled, very hardworking, an extremely strong-willed woman.
Post-retirement, she decided to spend her time supporting the education of young girls in a small village in Karnataka, India. She bought a piece of land, built a cottage in Jyothiplaya, Karalamangla Post, Magadi Taluk, located in the Ramanagara district. Gradually, the school-going children in the surrounding villages calling her Ajji, and her piece of land became Ajji's farm.
The idea of Ajji's Learning Center is to provide various facilities for young people, for children and women of the villages around this area. Ajji's Learning Center would have a very professional computer center, and it would be teaching computers to young people, children and whoever else wants to get the facilities here. It will have a library, a reading room, and it will also run crafts classes regularly. We also plan to start English speaking courses because there is a demand from the ground. Apart from that, we would be doing workshops for clay modeling, for various things. People who come here from not only the villages but from the urban areas around, from Bangalore schools and other kids from various or college students from Bangalore, they can come here and enjoy the nature, learn organic farming, do rock climbing or do bird watching. It is a very interesting space, and all of us together can make it more and more vibrant.
In the first year, 2012-2013, donations from friends and family supported the tuition fee of girls from households with single mothers. The engagement with these girls went further, and they were taught to recycle cardboard and fabric waste to produce book racks, pencil holders, remote boxes, organizers, toy boxes, waste paper bins and jewelry boxes. Gradually, a collective of young girls and mothers was formed. They started selling these products, and the proceedings were put in a big gullak, that is, piggy bank, and it was broken when tuition fees of the girls had to be paid.
ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಸೆ ಇತ್ತು, ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮುಂದುವರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಓದಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದೇನೋ ಪೇಪರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಟ್ಲುಗಳ ಥರ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊತ್ತು ಕಲಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದೆಲ್ಲ ತಂದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಹುಡುಗರಿಗೆ, ಪೆನ್ನು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನೋ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಮುಂದರಿಲಿ, ಹಳೆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲೇ ಇರೋದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಏನೇನೋ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು.
As more funds from the sales and donations started coming in kind and cash, they started distributing notebooks and other stationery to school-going village children. Some of the girls reached college level. They were doing their B.Ed and B.Com. Their education had to be supported. But more importantly, they needed books and space to study.
I just wanted children to have access to books and girls to be able to run their own lives instead of being dependent on brothers or fathers or husbands and things like that. And also, I want them to be able to support themselves and their children in case they have to bring up their children single-handedly. And for all this, the only thing you need is proper education, access to books, somebody to sponsor their education.
To build a library and a learning center for the youth of the villages in the area became a pressing need. Sabiha realized that she could no longer do it alone. She needed more people, expertise and funds. She reached out to like-minded friends. A trust called Ajji's Learning Center was registered in April 2021.
Sabiha has been helping hand for so many girls throughout her life. I am also one of them whom she helped. And 10 years back she moved to Jyothiplaya, thinking that after retirement she will help the village children, those who are underprivileged. So she helped so many girls here. 3 girls have already completed their graduation with her help. And now she wanted to expand this to many more villages around that, which was not possible for her to do all alone. So we formed a trust called Ajji's Learning Center, and in this center we have been we have formed it, and the center is coming up and many more things are coming, and other children also are going to get.
Ajji's Learning Center, a grandmother's space for nurturing the love of her grandchildren across Bangalore city and rural Bangalore. What a beautiful concept. The idea that children in rural Magadi and urban Bangalore can meet every now and then, learn from each other's experiences, form new experiences in that beautiful space is something that Ajji Learning Center looks forward to. The creativity, the innovativeness, the naturalness that comes from rural villages and the technology that urban children can bring can create magic when children come together.
An all-India appeal was sent out to help create a resource center. A young architect, Sailesh Vunnam, moved to the farm, design was made, and as money started coming in, the construction began.
So while designing it, I designed it keeping in mind that the kids are not kept constrained. So they have free access to move around the building and inside the building, like you have stairs going up from 2 directions. So they could be climbing up, getting down from one side, and it also creates spaces where they could sit on their own and be reading a book or doing some craft. So it creates spaces within the building instead of allotting spaces. There are a lot of places where they could learn a lot of things.
At Ajji's Learning Center, children from 6 surrounding villages as well as from the Magadi Taluk can develop a habit of reading, learn computers and find opportunities to spend them in creative activities such as story writing, painting, sketching, screen printing, collage making, recycling waste fabric and cardboard cartons to create useful items, pottery and sculptures with clay. A science club is also planned which will organize residential camps to study the vastness of the universe, understand the features of different numbers of the solar system, understand the basic concepts of science used in astronomy, understand the phenomenon of eclipses, develop the skills to use telescope, identify various celestial bodies like stars, constellations and planets in the real night sky. It will also sensitize young people to issues like environment conservation, help them in mapping biodiversity in the area. While keeping the focus on educational and pedagogic development of youth and children of villages, Ajji's Learning Centre plans to organize regular visit of school and college-going students from nearby cities. Students living in cities will come and interact with nature, learn about flora, fauna, the biodiversity, the rocks and soil, along with the life of rural Karnataka, the hardship that they face, and creative methods that they invent to overcome all the impediments. Ajji's Learning Centre also plans to organize weekend theatre, music, poetry sessions, workshops with creative artists and intellectuals. The Ajji's Learning Centre is being inaugurated on March the 5th. It has been made possible because of the overwhelming support by individual and organizational donors and voluntary work of a large number of people.
It has been possible for us to build this center with a lot of support from well-wishers, from those who believed in Sabiha and her work, and we would still keep on needing this support from a large number of people who think that it is important to work for people in the rural Karnataka or rural people in any part of the country. So if you do want to support this initiative, please do contact us at the email given at the end of this video, and we hope that your engagement would further enhance the activities at this center.
Sabiha's idea has finally come to fruition.